Ah, okay. What's this? Oh, hmm. Sis Joe says hello, bro. Make a little shout out. Hello. Good evening. Miss Generous sent sunshine. Oh, thank you, Miss Generous. You're so sweet. You always send sunshine wherever you go. Just got done delivering a $25 order, so that was nice. That was a nice order. She says, "Hi, handsome. Hi, beautiful. Thanks for the gift." I had to drive a little ways, but it still was worth it. So, yeah, got a couple decent orders this morning. We'll see how the day goes. All right. Almost forgot. Says Joe, sorry about that. Got to add you on there. Hey, says Joanna. All right. Good evening. Just driving back from my order and gonna sit up here, park up here, and try and sit and chat for a while. Of course, I want more delivery requests, but it usually gets pretty slow about this time, so this seems like a good time to do a chat. So that's what we're doing. She says, "Whoops, brother Shouty, thank you, sis. Like done. Oh, thank you so much. Got 11 million in the building with one like. If you're new coming in the live stream, please double tap your screen. Drop a like for us, please. Hang out for a little bit and chop it up. I'm gonna come up here, park real quick. It'd be nice if I could find a shady spot to park. It's only 10:10 a.m. here in California, but it's already warming up. Already warming up. All right. Well, my usual spot is taken, but we will drop in right here, I think. Oy. Let's see here. We don't want to do that. All right. All right. Here we are parked. Just like that. All right. Sis Joanna, thank you. 5 million in the building. Turn this car off.
5 million in the building. 2 likes. Thank you guys for the 2 likes. How's everybody doing this morning, this evening? Hopefully, everybody's having a good day or had a good day. Starting off pretty good here. Can't complain. Continuing to try out this 10 a.m. live stream to see kind of how it goes. We had some funky people coming here yesterday. I think it was just a bunch of kids just talking smack, which, a little bit of smack we can handle. But when people are being disrespectful, in a trying to be disrespectful in a mean or rude way, yeah, we're not here for that. A little bit of trolling is cool if it's. I heard today Icy used the term trolling with a heart. We can do trolling with a heart, but we can't do trolling just to be a jerk. Kendall, good morning, brother. He says, "Howdy, how's it going this morning?" It's going good, bro. I've done just a couple of orders so far. It's not super, excuse me, it's not super busy, but they were two good orders, so that worked out. Just came back from one right now. I got $25 for that one. The the tip was like $17.50. It was delivering a couple of cakes to looked like a clinic, a children's clinic. So that was cool. Um, and then of course what the app gives you on top of that. So it ended up being about $25. And uh oh, it looks like it's already starting to get a little busy here. I don't know, guys. I might have to be doing some more. But yeah, it was like a 10-mile drive. So it definitely meet my criteria for acceptance. And yeah, it was good. Big Russ is in the building. He says, terrible Wi-Fi, but just popped in to say good morning. Have fun out there. Is the Wi-Fi bad, guys? Is the picture messed up? Hopefully not. Uh, I'm in a spot that should be pretty good. Guys, if the picture or the sound is messed up, can you drop a one in the chat if it's bad? If it's not doing really good, drop a one in the chat. If it is good, drop a two. Big Russ, how you doing, bro? He says, oh, okay. It looked like it repeated the message. Kendall says, very good. Yeah, bro. It was good. I can't, like I said, I can't complain about that. That was a good order. DS says, find. Okay. Russ says, my Wi-Fi. Sorry about that. Oh, okay. Your Wi-Fi is bad. What are you out and about? You out and about this morning? Actually, it's afternoon for you. How's things going out there? How's the weather out there? Has it gotten humid and hot out there yet? I haven't talked to my mom in a few days, so I'm not really sure what the weather's like out there. Tulio Madrigal says, Marco, hi. I don't know who Marco is, but yeah, hi, Marco. Welcome in. Got 5 million in the building, 7 likes. Nice, guys. Thank you for the likes. Much appreciated. Again, we're a small channel and we just got monetized a few days ago, actually. So we're real excited about that. We're trying to build the channel, trying to, continue to grow. And yeah, so far so good. So far so good. Can't complain. But thank you guys. Tula Madrigal says, what's Moines? Couldn't tell you. Russ says, nice but hot. Heading to lunch with the better half. Nice, bro. Where you guys heading? So many good spots around where my mom lives. They got some there's a barbecue place that just, man, it's really good. I love barbecue. Kendall says, two paper cups and a very long string. We can hear you loud and clear. Hey, bro, we go high class here. It's plastic cups here. We don't do the paper cups. We spend nothing, no expenses spared. for my channel. Plastic cups and a string that's connected, you know, via plastic cups because paper cups is just too cheap. I can't do you guys like that. Let's see. Now the app is asking me add a Q&A sticker. So sometimes they'll throw these on there where they want you to put these questions on there. And the question they asked was pulp in juice question mark. So weird. YouTube does some weird stuff, guys. You know, it's interesting looking at things from this side. I was a watcher of YouTube for a long time before I started doing lives. But now that I'm doing lives, it's so funny seeing it from the other side, the things that YouTube comes up with. It's hilarious. Kendall says exactly. Yeah, man. I gotta treat you guys to, special things every now and then. I figure plastic cups, that's high class. That's high class. Paper cups is just would be disrespectful. Disrespectful and churlish. If you don't know what churlish means, look it up. Key and Peele. There's a couple comedians. If you guys know Key and Peele, there's a skit where um, Key is a substitute teacher, and he's just like he worked like in the inner city, and so now he's the inner city. So he's working at some suburb school, and he's like all just amped up because he's so used to dealing with kids that are rowdy and stuff, and these kids are just like being regular kids, and it's the one where they're saying he's taking role, and a kid's name will be Blake, but he pronounces it Balake. And so he's saying Balake, Balake, we got a Balake here. And the kid goes, my name is Blake. He goes, disrespectful and churlish. It's hilarious. You gotta watch the skit. I'm not doing it any I'm not doing it any I'm not doing it proper. If I was that funny, man, I'd have thousands of people on here. I wish I could be that funny, but unfortunately I'm not. Oh man, this coffee is good this morning. I don't know what it is. Some days you make the coffee, and I mean, I literally put the K cups in the machine the same way. It's the same water every day. I pour the same amount of creamer in it. For some reason, it just tastes better some days. Russ says, wife wants pizza at Rosati's. Chicago girls. Well, they're raised on that, I'm sure. Chicago's known. They're known for that. They got that deep dish pizza. It's got that deep dish pizza there. Pizza sounded really good last night. I was thinking about asking Miss Janice if we could do pizza last night. Um, I don't know why, it just sounded good last night. What did we end up eating for dinner? We had Miss Generous, if you're still here, what the heck did we have for dinner last night? I don't remember what we had. Cha 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 cha. But anyway, yeah, it wasn't pizza. But yeah, pizza always sounds good. And I'm looking literally right across the street. I don't know if you've heard of Blaze Pizza, but there's a Blaze Pizza right across the street, which they're okay, but I'm sure somebody from Chicago probably would not like Blaze Pizza. It's I believe they do have a thicker crust. You can order a thicker crust, but it's not like a Chicago deep dish at all. And really, you only need like one slice of that deep dish pizza and you're full. So yeah, just make sure you get a personal size or something, Russ. Because if anything more than that, you guys are gonna get full. Oh, there we go. That breeze feels good. See, it wouldn't be so bad here if we could get that if a breeze was happening pretty consistently. It wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, it's not super hot yet, but I want to say in within the next 9 or 10 days, it's supposed to get up to 100. We'll see. And then it was showing that we had that it was looking like a lot of orders at this place where I'm sitting in front of. And as I say that, here comes an order. Wow, 18 miles for $12. That's crazy talk. But you know what's funny? If I took this one, I want to say these people probably would give me a good tip. There's a couple places that I've delivered to out that way. It's a long drive to get out there, but there's a couple places I've delivered out there, and typically they'll add money on top of what they put in the app, but they don't usually have such a low amount. They'll usually put something that meets like my minimum criteria, and then when I go take it, they throw like another $25 on top. So that could have been one of those type of orders, but that was a long drive to hope that they're going to add money onto it. So yeah, I definitely am not taking that one. Big Russ says, my wife is so irrational about pizza. She once had it shipped from Chicago on dry ice to us in Florida. Are you serious? You can do that? I don't, I, you know, I won't say that's irrational, but that is that's doing a lot. That's doing a lot. She must really love pizza then. I mean, because there's times where I've felt like, man, I want such and such. Okay, I'll give you a for instance. When we're in the Philippines, In and Out. In and Out is a California thing. It's turned into a West Coast kind of thing. They're starting to get it further and further east. I want to say they do have it in Texas now, I know. And um, I'm trying to remember, but it's a California thing. It started out as a California thing. I grew up just a few miles from the original In and Out, and it's just. And I always tell people, they always go, "Oh, In and Out." I always tell people, in my opinion, In and Out Burger is not the best tasting burger in the world, and their fries and everything they have there is none of it. I would say is my favorite, tasting burger or fries. What puts In and Out over the top for me is that I grew up on that, and it is a nostalgia thing. And anytime we go out of the country and we come back, the first place we go right there by LAX, we go to In and Out. Not because it's the best, but because it's a nostalgia thing. We want to get that nostalgia for being back in the US. So I get what your wife's thing is with that, Russ. It is a lot. It is a lot. I don't know if I would go to that degree, but I don't blame her for that. That's definitely not irrational. He says, lunch calls. Have a great day. All. Hey, thank you, Russ, for popping in, brother. Always appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Even when you're in between doing stuff, you pop in, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Brother JS from Brazil. What's going on, bro? Salute. How you doing? Says, hey, Cisco. What's up, JS? Good afternoon. Boa tarde, amigo. That's the limit. That's the limit of my Portuguese. Boa tarde. How are you, bro? ¿Cómo estás, bro? That's a man. It always. Here comes another one. 7. This is not quite getting it either, guys. Ugh. 7. No, I'm not gonna take that one. It doesn't even meet my lower limit. It was close, but it didn't even meet my lower limit. So it was 7.1 miles for $10. So again, that's 14.2 miles that I got to drive. And again, when you calculate the time that it's going to take for me to get there and the time to get back, the miles and the gas that I got to burn to get there and get back, um, for $10, not worth it. Not worth it. But yeah, hopefully we'll get a really good one here. That's the only thing I think I'm really going to try to take to get me to stop the stream, or not stop the stream, but to do during the stream. Because if you've been here the last few days while I've been doing these live streams, um, I've had some days where I'm doing orders and it's hard to keep up with the chat, and I don't like that. I want to be able to keep up with the chat. If I'm going to take an order and kind of lose a little bit of my ability to interact with the live stream, it's going to have to be a good order. So that's where I'm at now. So yeah, if you're listening to me, Uber Eats, go ahead and drop me a really good one. I'll take it right away. No worries. But guys, we have 10 likes, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. And a whole 1 million in the building. Gee, that must be Miss Generous. She's probably BG. because I know she's busy working. I don't know what this little thing right here means. Maybe that's gifts or something. I don't know. Huh. And then Icy was telling me that you could put this on subscriber modes. And I don't know how to do that. Anastasia. Oh, wait. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Anna's personal. I was gonna say, is that sis Anna right there? How are you, sis? Good afternoon to you. How are things out there? Probably where you're at too. It's probably warming up and getting humid because it's warming up here. Of course, not humid, but warming up. How have you been? How have you been doing? Hopefully, not working too hard. How is work going? I know you were working pretty late and kind of had a long drive home. How's things been going for you? And thanks for dropping in. Appreciate it. I was just saying a little while ago, just got monetized, trying to do more with these regular live streams, get in the habit of doing it. And so far, so good. I've had some issues with the Wi-Fi, when I'm out doing deliveries, but um, I'm trying to do this 10 a.m. for about an hour live. If it seems like there's a lot of people in the live and it's lively and going good, maybe I'll keep it for like another half hour or so. But yeah, so far so good. Susanna says it's been raining 2 weeks, really 3 days sun and back to rainy days in the next 3 days. Really? Is that normal? Is that normal for June there in Georgia? She says, "Nah, I'm not just dropping. I'm staying." Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hopefully, yeah, like I said, hopefully you're not too busy and you can hang out for a while. I appreciate that. But rain, geez. Then it's probably still humid though. She says, I need to work hard, LOL, for shopping. Yeah, well, shopping and then also your garden. And man, guys, if you can, Susanna, drop your main channel or one of your main channels in the chat. Guys, if you want to see someone who has just an amazing eye for arts, crafts, gardening, Susanna's got a really, really good. She's got a couple channels, but she's got a really great channel for that. And just amazing, amazing, amazing. Some people just have a green thumb. I think she has a green hand because man, she's really good with it. I, I, I first of all, I don't have the patience, and second, one plant I could handle, but a whole garden, a whole yard, yeah, no, I couldn't do it. She says, no, it should feel like summer. Congratulations for being monetized. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, you know what? I just put in the that little bit of extra effort that I needed to put in, and then just so many people, you included, were so kind and supported. What we were doing, particularly on the silent lives. That really helped a lot. And then just people watching videos, watching playlists. It was man. Like I said, we're so grateful. Whoa, flow state. What is that? Is that oh, that's like a little gift. Ah, that's awesome. Flow state. Nice. Yeah, you know what? Again, the support has just been overwhelming. How many people have supported us? And it's just been really, really awesome. So thank you. Yeah, it's just now I feel like, okay, we need to really work hard and really, keep it going and keep building. And so that's what we're trying to do. But thank you for that gift, sis. I appreciate that. She says, my second channel. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Right there, guys. Anna's random vlogs and shorts. So click on that if you're a moderator, just click on her channel, guys. Just take a look. I always ask people if there's somebody in my chat that has a blue name, they're a moderator, please click on their name, give them a subscribe. If whatever they're doing in their channel doesn't appeal to you, that's fine. But just give them a subscribe. It doesn't hurt you. And you never know. You might really like what they're doing. And I guarantee you, there's something on her channel that you're gonna look at and go, "Oh, wow, that's cool." So please check her channel out, guys. Anna's random vlogs and shorts. And then there's Anna's personal vlog. There's another one. So either one of those channels, guys, click on those, click on both if you can. Drop a subscribe. And if you can, watch a video, watch a short, and then just leave a comment. Tell her Cisco sent you, and just support, guys. That's a big part of what I want to do on this channel is, have people interact and support each other, not just our channel. She says, we should grow together. Exactly. Exactly. We have to support each other, guys. And, a lot of us support so many people. And, we have to, delegate our time the way that we see fit. And, sometimes it gets, again, overwhelming. But Sis Anna's one of those people that's very supportive. And, like I said, guys, check her channels out. You're gonna like them. I guarantee you. We got 17 million in the building, guys. Plenty of people in here that can check out channels. If you leave a comment, if you're someone that I know that I'm familiar with, I'll give you moderator, and you're gonna have people coming and checking out your channel. I'm not in the millions of viewers yet, but the people that do come here, they're very supportive people, and they will check out your channel and support it. But thank you so much, sis. Says you're welcome. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, grow together, guys. She says so true. Yeah, I mean, again, that's the way YouTube works. I mean, there's always channels that are these huge mega channels that have millions of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers, and I know they're not, really going around supporting people, but their content is for whatever reason, either it's really super engaging or YouTube threw them in the algorithm a certain way. I don't know. But us small channels, we don't have that kind of stuff until, we gain some traction. And the way we gain traction is by supporting each other. So thank you, Susanna. Miss Generous sent floating hard. Thank you, Miss Generous. You're so generous, Miss Generous. Getting the gifts today, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. Um, Susanna says most of the time it takes some time to respond and get back. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I know me personally. Oh God, I can't even think of how many channels that I mean. I'm subscribed to a whole bunch of channels, but the ones that I'm actually supporting, um, relatively regularly, dozens and dozens of channels, and it's really hard sometimes. So what I try to do, if some channels are doing really well, I'll kind of like back away from their channel a little bit because I see, okay, they're getting a lot of, traction. They're doing well. I try to stick to the channels that are smaller. They're still working on getting, more subscribers, working on getting their watch hours up, to try to help, build them up. So that's kind of where my focus goes. And then I have just a few people that, I'm always just in their channels because, we're good friends or we just are always communicating. So that's kind of how I do it. um and she does the hard hands. Thank you, sis. BIY, what's up, bro? He says hello, Cisco International, and his personal vlog and his random vlogs and shorts, Anastasia and Ms. Generous. BIY, he's always good at saying hello to everybody, man. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. And how is it going out there on your side of the United States? 8 million in the building, 15 likes, guys. Wow, 15 likes. That's awesome, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Anna says, BIY, hi there. Um, Miss Generous says, BIY with the little flower, the little hibiscus flower. Yeah, guys, again, keep supporting each other. Us smaller channels, we gotta keep supporting each other. And over time, I'm not there yet. I'm just starting on this journey with the monetization, but over time, just from people that I've talked to and people that I know, um, you know, you get picked up in that algorithm, and then you find your niche of people that really are supportive of you, and your channel just really starts taking off, really starts growing. So you just got to keep working on it. That's the thing. That's what we're trying to do. And we got, oh, okay. Yeah, see, that is what that is. So I'm just looking at the screen right here, and it's giving me like some information on like what's happening with the live. And I guess yeah, I haven't seen uh this one little icon before, so that must be from the gifts. It looks like it's changed a couple times. Sis Archana, like done. Thank you, sis. She says hello, Sir Cisco. Hello, sis. Good evening. Good evening. How are you? Or is it afternoon where you're at? I think it's more evening where you're at right now. Rudy says, hello, I'm from Indonesia. Shout out Indonesia. How's it going, Rudy? I'm pretty sure it's evening time over there. Welcome, Rudy. Thank you for dropping in. Appreciate you. Good afternoon. Okay, afternoon where you're at. She says, I'm good. Good, sis. Yeah, doing good here. I'm just hanging out as usual, waiting for a good delivery request. I'm not gonna just take any delivery request, especially now I got the live going. They're gonna have to give me something good. Sis Anna says hello. So China says thank you so much. No, thank you, sis. Thank you for dropping in. I appreciate you. Susanna says Rudy. She says here it's night. Oh, it is night there. Okay, I was gonna say, um, where are you at? I'm trying to remember exactly where you're at. You're not in Philippines though, I don't think. I think you're somewhere else. India? I think you're in India maybe. Sister Anna says, Archana Lens, hello, hi. BIY says, hi Rudy, Archana Lens. India. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, she's not from Philippines. Shout out India then. Definitely shout out India. I've had a lot of people from India come through in my past live streams. Haven't had a whole bunch lately. So yeah, I'm wondering if it's just because the day night thing. Actually, yeah, because right now, these lives that I'm doing here in the morning, I usually don't catch a lot of people, but my later one, that's when I believe it's morning time over there. So yeah, that's when I'm getting more people from there. But yeah, shout out India and shout out Indonesia. Thank you guys. BIY says, what's Whitney Houston's favorite type of coordination? And I was waiting. I was waiting. I knew you were gonna have a zinger. A zinger today, bro. I felt it. It's Friday Eve, so I knew you were gonna have a zinger, bro. And you delivered. And this is why we love you, BIY. This is why we love you. This is our channel says, hello, Anna. Hello, everyone. And again, I'll say it again, guys. Please connect. You know, everybody with the blue, the moderator jackets on. Um, just take a quick second just to click on people's channel if they look if what they're saying is cool. They seem like a good person. Click on our channel. Just check it out. Try to drop a subscription. And if you're interested in it, make a comment. Please let them know that you came from Cisco's Live, and that way you guys can see how it goes. I mean, I've been watching YouTube for a long time. I'm sure a lot of you have, and that's just how you do it. You network. Where we at here? Miss Jenner says, "Boy or boy." I don't know how did you say that, Miss Jenner? You like my singing? That was for BIY. I had to do that for BIY. The aorta is my favorite artery. It has a special place in my heart. Oh, jeez. Womp womp. Oh my goodness. He's got a million of them. He's got a million of them. I don't know where he gets. Do you have all these by memory, BIY, or do you just have like a site that you go to and you just pull these off of, your favorite dad jokes? Because man, and I don't think I've ever heard him repeat one before either. So that's amazing. Sis Anna. Oh, here's a good one. A really good one. Jeez, I'm gonna take that one right away, guys. Sorry. Yeah. So it's $10.24, and I've only got to go 1.7 miles. So guys, come on and join me as I do this food delivery. And please bear with me if I'm not able to be communicating with you guys. And if you haven't been on one of my deliveries, you're in for a treat. It's super exciting. Just watch. Luckily, the place I'm at is just right here where I was parked, or the place with the orders right here where I was parked. Stand by, guys. Hey, how's it going, man? Got an order for Brittany W. All right. All right. So sometimes you come in and order's not quite ready. So you just got to wait a little bit. For what's that? For Brittany, yeah. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Oh, shoot. I spelled her name wrong. Okay. Uh, heck. There we go. All right. Thank you. You too. All right. So I got this order and we're going to head out here. All right. So I just let the app know that I got it. And that way the customer knows that I'm on my way. Set you guys down right here. All right. And the good news is this is going to be a really short drive. All right. Let's get this air going. Guys, if you would, this would be a great to interact as much. This will be a great time for you guys to kind of click on each other's names, visit each other's channels, and drop a subscription on the channels that you visit, and leave a comment. Leave a comment. Just say, hey, connected from Cisco's Live. That way everybody knows that that you saw them in here and that you're an awesome person, because of course if you're in here you're an awesome person and they're going to know that. Okay, actually let me leave these off because I can't, it's going to be hard for me to see. Going to a stop. Okay, that's generous, thank you. So Chana says, cooks delicious food, makes me hungry. Yeah, yeah, she does. She has a lot of dishes that she does there on her channel. So the channel's laughing. DIY says, I have a source. Yeah, I figured. I believe you have a good memory, but man, if you could remember all those jokes, you're the man. So the Chana says, thank you, Susanna. That being said, humor is inspired often, of course. And I think humor is one of those things that I don't think people are born just funny, but your life experiences help you develop that good sense of humor, for sure. Sister Chana, thank you. Susanna says, had previously subscribed to our channel. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Great. That's awesome. Susanna says, I'm still watching your 5 hours ago upload using my second channel on our channel list. Nice. Guys, this is what it's about. Small channels supporting small channels. Susanna says, I have not been to any of your delivery Cisco Nash. Oh, so you're in for a treat, because this is really like the higher end quality of YouTube right here. If you want to know what like the ultimate experience in YouTube lives is, you're experiencing it right now. You're welcome. No, you know what? It's
It's just something that I'm trying to do because I've since I've retired, I've had uh, to figure out what am I going to do? What am I going to do with my time? And this is doing this delivery gig is has been really good. Uh, it's it's interesting to do. Keeps me busy. Keeps my brain going a little bit. Gets me active. And then the money that I make from it, I throw it into my grandson's college fund that I just started. So that's why I'm kind of doing these because I spend a lot of time out here, and I figure, well, why not just do a live while I'm doing that? Miss Generous says, "Oh, I'm not singing that again." She's got another one. Come along and ride on a fantastic voyage. Okay, I did it. All right. Sorry. Somebody was saying, "Oh, I bet you have a good voice, a singing voice." Cisco, Sis Gracie says, "Oh, I think you have a good singing voice." Cisco does not have a good singing voice. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. Miss Generous can probably attest to that. Cisco does not have a good singing voice. All right. Ron Lawson, what's up, brother? Says, hey, Cisco, I'm checking in. Thank you, Ron, for checking in. I'm just doing the delivery right now. Says, Cisco, I'm an awesome guy. You are an awesome guy. Everybody in here is an awesome person. Like I said, why else would you be in here unless you weren't an awesome person? You got blue, you're an awesome person. BIY says, hi, Ron Lawson. Ron Lawson says, hey, BIY. Susanna says, I should consider delivery when I retire. It's actually really great, sis. Like I said, it's not something that you're gonna do, to like get rich on. Um, it's something just to like for me anyway. It gives me something to do. I get to get around town and see different parts of town. I've been living here for 36 years, and there's places around this town that I've never seen until I started doing this. So that's kind of cool. But it keeps you active, and it gives you enough engagement in what you're doing to where your brain's kind of has something to do. And you know what's funny, guys? Where I'm taking this order right now is literally the house that I first lived in when I moved here. Holy moly, this is like a Twilight Zone episode. That is crazy. When I first moved up here 36 years ago, this house that I'm delivering to is the house that I lived in. When my parents moved up here, we lived in this house. That is crazy, y'all. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys with me on this one because whoa. This person says, leave it at the door. Not the X-ray clinic. I'm a street behind them. Yeah. Okay, hold on, guys. Wow. So I was literally just talking about how I get around town, go to places that I've never been before, and lo and behold, I get an order to the same house that I lived in when I first moved up here. That is crazy. Wow. Ms. Generous, I hope you're watching because I know you're like, what the heck? Oh boy. 6 men in the building, guys. Thank you for sticking around. Appreciate you. because sometimes those orders can be long, and I don't get to engage with you guys as much as I'd like to. But thank you guys for sticking around. I'm gonna go back down this way. All right. So it says, all right. I think I'm where I left off. Yeah, she said I could. Yeah, so I would recommend it, sis. I would recommend it. Try it out at least. The one I'm doing right now is Uber Eats. The other lady, what are you doing? That's one thing you got to watch out for. The more you're driving around, the more you're going to see people that just don't know how to drive, and you got to really be careful. But the other gig apps, DoorDash and Grubhub and those, they're like all full, at least in this area. So Uber Eats was the only one that was available, so that's what I got onto. But yeah, check it out. I think you definitely like it. It's kind of fun. It's interesting at least, and you make a little bit of money, and you'll have more money for your shopping, more money for your plans. It's a win-win. See, it says, Spaderman, what's going on? It says, my favorite undercover officer. That's right. Still undercover, man. Doing my undercover work as a DoorDash or a Uber Eats driver. That's how I get down. It says, how are you, sir? I'm doing good. How are you doing? Doing great. Just getting some decent orders today and just chopping it up with you guys. Susanna says, YouTube is also one of what I am working on for retirement. I think you really, really are gonna do very well with YouTube because, like I said, your channel is very engaging. You have some great content, and you enjoy it. I can tell you really enjoy it, and you work really hard on it. So, yeah, I think YouTube will definitely be a good source of income revenue for you as well, and just to keep you busy. It's something you love to do. Miss Jenner says Cisco sounds like Barry White sometimes. Smooth, deep bass voice. Yes, yes, I do sound like Barry White sometimes. How you doing? The times that we're in love and we make love. Okay, I'm not gonna get into it. So that's a whole other live, guys. But thank you, Miss Jenner. Miss Jenner is now regretting that she says I sound like Barry White. Guys, if you don't know anything about my wife, she does not like to be the center of attention. She's an amazing woman, and people love her to death, but she does not like to be the center of attention. And she does not like when I am doing obnoxious stuff because then she gets embarrassed. So I try not to. But it doesn't always work out. Susanna says the deep voice is number one. Yeah, but it's not a singing voice for sure. It is definitely not a singing voice. Barry White can sing. I can't sing. She says, "Oh my God, you're delivering there. That's awesome." Yeah, that was wow. What are the odds? That is crazy. I'm gonna call my mom and my dad and tell them, "Hey, guess where I delivered at today?" They're gonna freak out. Susanna says, "Wow, memory should bring back on the house." Yeah, no, seriously. Like I said, I lived down in LA my whole life, and we moved up here when I was 17. I graduated high school, and my stepdad, he got a job. Well, he was already working for Sunkist in LA, and he ended up getting transferred to a plant up here. So we moved up here, and into Central California. I didn't know anything about this area. To me, anything over the mountains from LA was like the Bay Area. That's all I knew, which how wrong I was. But yeah, we moved into that house, and I lived there probably about a year, a little over a year, and then moved out, and that was that. But my parents lived there for 4 years until they moved to Florida. So wow, that was really crazy. Spiderman says your mic is in the car. Did he forget or does he know? Oh, you know what? I left my car running. Hey, thank you for bringing that to my attention because yeah, that won't happen again. Sorry about that, guys. Um, yeah, I left my car running. My bad. Ms. Jenner says your parents will freak out. Yeah, they're gonna freak out. BC Momsy, hello. She says hello, host. How are you, BC Momsy? Good evening. Sis Anna's saying hi. BC Momsy saying hi. Thank you. Spiderman says, "Do you feel nostalgic?" Yeah, for sure. It was weird because I haven't gone over there. It's been a while. Every great once in a while when I go on that side of town, I'll go and I'll look at that house to see how it looks. It looks pretty good. They've added some look like they added some sunflowers or something out there out front. So that was kind of cool. BC Momsy, thank you. Sis Anna says, "Wow, you use Honda vehicle." Yeah. This is actually my wife's car. Um, but the way we do it is I use her car because I was driving to work. When I was working, I was driving like 45 miles a day, 45 miles out and 45 miles back. So I took her car, and when my car, the what do you call it? The catalytic converter went out on my car, and they had none. It was a Honda Accord. They had none in stock, so I ended up having to buy a new car. Go figure, because they didn't have a catalytic converter in stock, and I couldn't wait to get a new one because my registration was due. And so I was gonna have to go and get a smog check done. I wouldn't have passed. So I just said, you know what? The car already had like 200,000 miles on it, so I'll get a new car. So of course, when we get a new car, who gets the new car? My wife does, because she's amazing and she needs it. And she's only driving a short drive to work, so I didn't want to put the miles on that one. So she drives the other Honda Accord, the hybrid, and I drive this one. We love Honda. BC Mosey, thank you. She says, thumbs up, host, thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. 19, guys. Thank you so much. BIY says, hey, Spider-Man, BC Mumsy TV Ninja. Susanna says, I work in one of the plant in Honda America. We assemble transmission for some Honda and Acura. Yeah, that's what I thought you worked for Honda. What is that like? I bet that's pretty cool, because I always think to myself, there was a movie, what was it called? It was with Michael Keaton, and it was a movie about this small town where their car plant either gets bought out or it's shut down or something like that, and a Japanese corporation comes in and takes over. Can't remember the name of the movie, but it was just an awesome movie. It was a hilarious movie, but it just looked cool to be working in an automobile manufacturing plant. So is it really that cool? Tell me, please, because I need to know this. Accurate, man. I love Acuras too. EC Mommy says, thank you for visiting my live. Oh, sis, of course. Of course. Like we were saying earlier, we got to support each other. Us small channels have to support each other. Every morning I try to go in, and when I see people on their vertical lives, I will go through and I try to support all the people that I'm subscribed to, all the people that I know. I spend at least a couple of minutes on their live, and then I go to another live, and I just keep doing that, and I keep coming back. And every day I probably spend at least 20 minutes in each person's live. So, like I said, I support a lot of people. So if I can give everybody like about 20 minutes, it just helps their watch hour. So of course, sis, and thank you for joining our live. Miss Jenner says, Anna, that's cool. Yes, he drives a Honda Accord Sport. Yeah, that's what I'm driving now. She said, we've had 3 Honda Accords, very reliable. Like I said, she said, Cisco. I told you I embarrassed people. She says, yes, we always get good reviews with Accord. Yeah, of course. She says, that sounds like me when me and my husband go out, we check stuff in stores, and there are some fragile. I would keep my distance to him. He will just drop things. Bull in the china shop. That's what I tell Ms. Janice. I'm a bigger guy, and I bump into things all the time. So yeah, that sounds familiar. Love that blue color too. I know. I literally got a compliment on this car yesterday when I was doing the delivery. The lady says, did you paint that color? I go, no, that was the stock color. I said, this is my wife's car, but I said it comes that stock color. It's an awesome blue color. When my wife was driving it all the time, getting compliments on it all the time. Golden Gate, what's up? He says, hey brother, checking in. What's going on, Golden Gate? How you doing, man? Thanks for checking in, bro. We got 7 million in the building, 19 likes. Thank you, guys. Susanna says, perfect. Love hybrids too, more practical. Okay, so I didn't really know a lot about hybrids, but when we went in, when I traded my car in, like I said, it had 200,000 miles on it. It was in good shape. And honestly, I would have kept that car had there been a catalytic converter available. Now, catalytic converters are expensive, but it would have been a lot cheaper than buying a whole new car. And the car that I had was a Honda Accord Sport. It was a maroon color, a burgundy color. But it was in great shape. I took good care of it. And even with 200,000 miles on, I was still happy with it. So I would have continued to drive it. But because they didn't have the catalytic converter, I had to trade it in. So when I traded that in, the guy goes, hey, have you considered a hybrid? And I go, you know what? I don't know if I'd really need a hybrid, but my wife could use one because she works here in town. And the hybrids are really good, efficient on gas when you're doing a lot of short trips, low mileage driving, but, kind of stopping and starting like at stoplights and stuff like that. She will get gas, and she will not need to get gas for like a month. It's awesome. The gas mileage is awesome, consistently like in the 40s, 50 miles per gallon. So we're definitely hooked on that hybrid. It's a great car. Love that car. She loves it. She says, that Susanna says, oh, it's funny. Had been here in U.S. over 7 years. For about 2 years, been looking for a job. Hard time. Never got call or anything. Tried agency. They asked me if I would be willing to work in Honda. I said, I just learned how to drive. He said, then staff told me they will teach you. But since I wanted to work, I was bored at home. Yeah. She says, okay, sorry, I was going to, yeah, I mean, and it's fun. Well, what do you do there, sis? Is driving a part of what you're doing there? Because I would think, do you have to know how to drive to work there? Because there's other things that you can do, but yeah, getting out there, yeah, you'll have to drive to get out there. But yeah, what do you do there exactly? Golden Gate says, I love Hondas too. You have seen my YouTube shorts. I want to add the Honda CBR 600R to the cycle collection. That inline four, man. Yeah, guys, if you're into cycles, and this is another guy who I'm hoping will start taking his channel more seriously, start putting out more content, because I think he has a passion for motorcycles, and there's literally millions of people in the United States alone who love motorcycles. And if you can start posting more videos of what you do on your channel with your channel, man, you could blow up. So yeah, you need to start posting, Golden Gate. See, I'm going to do to you what they did to me. I'm going to encourage you to start taking your channel a little more serious. Just upload like a video a month. Upload it short, maybe maybe like once a week, just once a week. Upload it short. You go on a ride or something like that. Just take a quick little video. You should start doing it, bro. Seriously. Where are we at here? Susanna says, I said, okay, I will try. I was nervous, but here's the thing. I'm petite and didn't see much short petite people in the plant. When I saw the Japanese people, I was happy. Yeah, because when you think of like an automobile worker, you think of like a big burly guy. You don't think of like real petite little ladies. And I know you're on the shorter side of women. So yeah, I'm sure that was a relief when you saw some people who were about your size. But I mean, hey, anybody can work there as long as they got some sense, I'm sure, and the desire to do it. So I'm glad you like it out there, sis. BC Mosey, thank you. Susanna says, it is cool. Now the staff admire me so much of quality checks. Had 2 kudos awards in a span of 10 months for catching quality issues. Nice. Okay, so is that what you're doing? Are you doing the quality control? Because yeah, that's a big thing. That's definitely a big thing with automobiles. And Hondas, I never owned a Honda until I bought that last Honda that I had, that Honda Accord Sport that I had. I bought that in 2016. The car I had prior to that was a Hyundai Veloster, which it was a cool little car. It was just good on gas, but it was too small. It was really too small for me, to be honest with you. But once I met Miss Generous, my wife, and she had her boys, I realized, okay, I gotta get something a little bit bigger, and so that's when I moved into the Honda Accord Sport. And that was in, like I said, 2016. Since 2016, all we've owned is Honda Accords. My wife had a Toyota Celica when she met me. Again, a really small car, but she loved that car, and it was an older one. I finally convinced her to buy a new car, because even though that was a really great car, and she always would get offers from people that wanted to buy it because it was in good shape, and it's kind of like a classic car to a lot of people. But I had convinced her to, hey, you need a new car, you need something a little bigger, and she got this car, this blue Accord, and she loves it. So yeah, we definitely love Honda. So thank you, Miss Anna, for everything you're doing out there at Honda. Golden Gate says, I appreciate that, bro. Hey, bro, take it seriously though, for real. One video a month, and it's up to you to decide how what you're gonna do with the content. But just one video a month, maybe one short a week. Like I said, if you go on rides, or if you go to a show, if you're just working on your bike, just set the camera there and just show just a little something of what you're doing. And I know a lot of people are camera shy, and they really don't want to be in the I'm kind of that way too. Before I started doing these lives, I liked filming my wife doing stuff. I really didn't want to be filming myself doing stuff. But I've kind of come around to it, and I really do like doing these lives now. But if if you don't want to be all in the video like Suge Knight said, if you don't want to be all in the video, dancing, all that stuff, just have it tight on like what your hands are doing when you're working on something. You can come up with a lot of stuff, bro. People will definitely be interested in it. BC Mumsy, thank you for still being here. Golden Gate says, in high school, I remember I wanted the Honda CRX, but the insurance was going to be something astronomical, like $800 a month. Whoa. I remember that CRX. Yeah, actually, when I was in high school, there was a girl I worked with at the pizza place. She had one. They're cool little cars. I did like them, but $800 a month. Holy moly, man! Susanna says it is cool. A different environment. Been always in office work. We assemble transmission, so I am at the assembly department. From case parts, we have to check on top of what we do by the book. Okay, so yeah. Okay, I remember you did mention you're assembling the transmissions. And did you know anything about any of that before you got out there, or did they just trained you? I guess, right? Like you said, they're just going to teach you how to do it. Because yeah, that's not something you just like walk in and you just start doing it. Like you either have to have the experience in that, or they have to give you specialized training for that. Miss Jenner says 2002 Toyota Celica. I loved that car. Vroom vroom. That was actually her mom's car. Her mom had bought that car, and then her mom gave it to Jen, and Jen had it for a long time. She had that car for a long time. She had a little tear in her eye when we traded that car in, and she got this car. She had a little tear in her eye. She'd been through so much with that car, but it was such a tiny little car. It was a two-door. And for her, just for her and the boys, when the boys were really young, it was okay. But the boys are getting older, and by that time, her oldest was already a teenager. Her youngest was, he was already starting to grow. That car was getting too small. So yeah, we still miss Sally. Every time we see a Toyota Celica on the street like hers, we always go, look at Sally. Susanna says, I do shorts once a day on this channel, 2 times on weekends. I put it on schedule. My other channel has 5 shorts a day. Wow. See, guys, that is dedication right there. That is what it takes to be successful on YouTube. If you want to know what it takes to be successful on YouTube, that's where you start right there. That's dedication. I'm gonna work up to that, sis. And for me, I think I have a tendency to try to I really just I want things to be really good and really interesting. But what people have told me is just put content, continue to put content, put your interesting stuff out there. Put the stuff that's engaging. Yes, do all that, but just to keep the algorithm going and just to keep your channel going, just post whatever. Just put it out there. And I mean, it takes effort. It definitely does take effort. I'm learning that. BIY says, I've only had one Honda, a 94 Civic Sedan Special Edition, a 5-speed. The last year they were built in Japan. Really? We got one more order here, guys. I'll go ahead and take that one. It's pretty good. It's really quick. Um, he says, had it 13 and a half years. Much fun. Sold it to a friend. He sold it to his mechanic after 3 years. Man, that's nice. 94 Civic Sedan. That was a good year for Civics too. Golden Ace says, Miss Generous, you know how we do. Honda forever. Susanna says, they train us to assemble, no experience needed, just willingness to learn, but have to keep up. We are time. Yeah. And that's one thing in that movie. I remember them saying that when the Japanese came in and took over the factory, everything was like, it has to be done like this. And that's one of the funny parts of the movie is that the people in this small town, is like a Midwest town, they weren't used to that. They weren't used to like precision and timing and, the Japanese way of doing things. So that was part of the movie. BIY, what is the name of that movie? I know you remember, bro. I'm sure you've seen that movie with Michael Keaton. Made in America, I think it's called. Made in America, I think is the name of it. Susanna says, wow, Golden Gate. Susanna says, this is how my channel grows. Shorts is the key. Okay. The revenue, views, and subscribers, sometimes high views. Okay. Thank you for the advice. And again, guys, this is why we network like this, because we help each other to grow. We help each other to grow. You get advice like this from somebody who's been having their channel for a while and has been very successful with their channel. Oh, are you going here? Oh, I thought she was parking here. I was going to take somebody's parking, guys. I was going to be that jerk, but apparently she's not. She's turning. Okay, I got to go in here and grab this order, guys. So roll with me. All right. Let me turn this off. I don't want to make that again. All right. It's actually not too bad out here. I think it just feels hot because you're sitting in the car. But when you get outside, it's actually not that bad. Hello. Back again. Back again. So I have one for Jerry L. Mhm. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna stand by on this order real quick. Susanna, this is the kind of stuff I think you would kind of like checking out right here. Check out the stuff they have in here. Look at this cup. It's generous. I know you like these. Some very cool stuff in here. Little plushies. Yeah. Cool stuff in here though. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna turn this volume off real quick. Okay, so a song came on and I just realized, oh shoot, I might have to turn the sound off because I don't want to get freaking copyright. All right. Okay, so that was pretty quick. The people in there today are kind of on it. Sometimes it takes a while getting deliveries in there because it takes a little bit to work on it, those cakes. All right, let me let this person know. Got their order and we're off. This is a really quick order. It's literally going to take me like just a few minutes to get there. This car stopped behind me. Let's see. Oh, you guys are really chatting in here. Okay, there's a bunch of cars behind me. I can't go nowhere. KPIY says, I've only had one Honda 94 Civic sedan, special edition. Oh, no, I already read that one. Sorry. It says, wow. Golden Gate. Okay, I think I read that one too. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got mixed up on here. It says, oh my God, so cute. Yeah, yeah. I knew you'd like that stuff. That place is called Nothing Bunt Cakes. And of course, by the name, you can tell what they make there. But they have like a bunch of stuff for parties, birthdays, graduations. The lady was telling me before that they've been real busy because of the graduations and stuff. But they have all those nice little items in there. All right. Oh yeah, this place is literally right around the corner from where the store is at. So we got 7 million in building. Thank you guys so much. 20 likes. We hit 20 likes. Thank y'all. But so far so good today, guys, with these orders. I'm actually getting a fair amount of decent ones. They sent me a couple like you saw that were a little weird, not worth it, but maybe they heard me. Wouldn't that be something if somebody there at Uber is watching my live and taking notes? Oh wait, Cisco said, yeah, he needs at least X amount of dollars for him to take an order. Hey, hook him up, guys. I wish. Susanna says, This channel has just been over a year, but it is bigger than my main. LOL. So the newer channel is the one that you've really been pushing hard on, right? That's the one where you're doing all the shorts. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, if you're putting that much effort into that channel, yeah, it makes sense that it would surpass the main then at some point. And again, guys, if you just got here, or you haven't been here too long, um, please click on each other's names, check out each other's channels, and drop a subscription if you can. Support smaller channels, guys. Support smaller channels. Okay, where am I going? Oh, it's this place right here. Oh, I've actually delivered here before. I don't know if it was the same type of order, but I remember this place. Okay, stand by, guys. Oops. Okay. Keep this. All right. Drop that off. Take a photo. Okay. Sorry for the close-ups. Right. Let them know their orders here. Got it. Oops. Okay, there we go. Okay. So see, that was a really quick one right there. That's what we like. Something and not too far away. So I must have hit the camera or something because it like zoomed in on my nostrils and stuff. Hopefully I don't have mocos in my nose. But if I do, sorry guys. Gonna head back to where I came from. Looks like it's getting busy over there. So again, if you haven't kind of watched these lives where I'm doing deliveries, one of the things that when on the app, what they do is they give you like a map of the area, the entire city, everything, right? And the different vendors or merchants that are affiliated with it, they show up on the screen. And based on how busy it is at each of those places, there's a color that gets designated for each of those areas. So for instance, if a place it just doesn't even show up, that means it's there's nothing going on there. If it's a yellow color, if it's a little yellow circle, it means that there's not a lot of orders there. If it turns orange, that means it's starting to get a little busier. And if it's red, it means they have a lot of orders. And so right now, the area where I usually hang out at, there's one place that's like completely red, and there's another place that's like orange. So it could start getting busy here pretty soon. But let's see. Ron Loss says, "Do you choose your own hours, Cisco?" Yeah, absolutely. That's the beauty of doing these gig apps is that you can do it whenever you feel like it. Um, Not to get too much into the details, but Uber now is doing a thing, which I think DoorDash has been doing it, where the lower level there's like tiers of like the more orders you do and like you do a good job, they put you in these tiers, and like there's green, gold, platinum, and diamond, right? So the lower tiers, I think gold and green, they can actually schedule times to work, and which that's cool, because then you know exactly when you're gonna do it. Um, but the higher levels, platinum and diamond, which I'm in platinum right now, you can do it whenever you feel like doing it. So yeah, I just work whenever I want. And right now, I pretty much try to work during the hours that my wife's at work. Sometimes I'll do it, evening time, if we don't have anything going on and, she's just chilling at home, or sometimes she comes on the orders with me. But yeah, I don't, I work when I feel like working because, again, I'm retired. I didn't want to do something where I have to be there because if I wanted to do that, I would have just stayed working. The main thing about my job that I was working at was, I didn't like having to be there. I'd been there for 29 years and I just was like, okay, I can retire, so that's what I did. So yeah, you definitely can work your own hours. Um, the only issue is you're not guaranteed anything, right? Until you accept an order. When you accept an order, they tell you exactly how much money you're going to make, how far you got to drive, all that good stuff. And then it's your choice if you want to accept it or not. But you're not going to make anything until you accept an order. And then when you accept the order, you know how much you're going to make, and that's cool. And then let me go ahead and park right here. You know how much you're going to make, and that's cool. And they can also, the customers can also add they can also add tips on top of what you already know that you're making. So it's a cool deal. You're definitely not going to get really rich doing this, at least not in this area where I'm at least not on Uber. Um, I'd say right now my goal every day is to make about $50 a day, um, and I can pretty much do that during the hours that I'm working. I can pretty much do that. Again, the busier times are at night, dinner time. I don't do a lot of dinner time. It'd be a lot easier to do it at dinner time, but morning, afternoon, about $50, is what I'm doing. And, it's like I said, it's not a lot, but it adds up and it's all money that's going to go into my grandson's account. So that's what I'm doing. Susanna says, I guess the toys make it more hit. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You're talking about with the channel, right? You know, and that's the thing. Like I was saying, it's just I don't know. I think the algorithm and there's just certain things that kind of they get traction. I don't know for some reason. And I mean, I'll look at some of these shorts that I see people have, and they've got like tens of thousands of views, and it's like somebody peeling an egg, you know. So I know part of it is probably because they have like a lot of people that are supporting and watching, and who knows what else. There's a lot of stuff about YouTube that I didn't know before I started really getting into the content creator aspect of it and started talking to people. There's like a whole underworld of stuff going on YouTube that you would never know it unless you are a content creator and you start talking to the right people. um, like I said, it's a whole underworld. I mean, I'm not gonna go into a whole bunch of stuff on this live, but yeah, I mean, it. I was like, wow, when I realized, what a lot of people were doing. I was like, wow, crazy. Um, on this channel, yeah, yeah, yeah. She says, but my friend was also on cooking. She got 100,000 sub already. Wow, 100,000 subs, man. That just seems so just way out there to me. I mean, I've been probably, I would say seriously, well, I'm not even gonna say seriously, intentionally. I've only been intentionally trying to work on this channel in terms of, trying to get subscribers and stuff, probably for about maybe not even a year and a half. Um, maybe 2 years, maybe 2 years, I would say. And I'm only like at 2,300. And, it just feels like it just takes a long time. Of course, some content is just more interesting, more engaging, or people just have, better, they get caught in the algorithm or who knows what. But it seems to me to get to 100,000, if unless you've been doing YouTube for a really, really, really long time, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're getting. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. I don't even know if I'd want to get that big, because then I think this would feel like a job, trying to maintain it. But I guess it just depends on how you do it. She says it is consistent and creative way. Well, one of these days, Susanna, You have to break it down to me how they do it, because I would at least like the option to know how it's done, because yeah, that's wow, that's a lot. I only know a few people that are over 100,000. Like, and when I say no, I mean that I talk to them on YouTube. You know, they know who I am. They know who I know who they are. Only a handful of people over 100,000. Um, so yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, YouTube, it's been an interesting journey this last couple years, and like I said, I'm enjoying it so far. Let's see, where are we at? We're at 80 minutes. So guys, I got about 10 more minutes. I'll probably go, and then I'll probably cut the live off because it'll start getting busier. It's going to be lunchtime here, but just before I forget, before I get caught up in anything else, I just want to say thank you guys so much. Since Anna, you've been here pretty much close since the beginning. Appreciate you for checking out the live. I think this is the first time I've seen you come into the live here before. So I appreciate you. I've been following your channel for a long time. You're just an awesome person. I really appreciate you coming into the live. Everybody else here, again, everybody in here is just an awesome person. Thank you for the support. And if you are a content creator, please understand I will support your channel. I mean, it's just what we do. Small channels looking out for other small channels. Um, Golden Gate, get it going, bro. Get it going, bro. I'm telling you, you could have a good channel, man. Miss Generous, my lovely wife, says, uh, at Ron, oh wow, you went back after retiring. Eesh, that must have been hard. Oh wait. Oh, did I miss? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed Ron's comment here. Hold on. Uh, Ron says, that's the way I felt too, Cisco. I retired after 31 years and went back to the same place for 3 more years. I burned out quickly. Wow. Well, first off, sorry, Ron, for missing your comment. Um, you know what, bro? I know a lot of people that have done that, that have retired, and then after a short time, they came back. And, what they told me was, I was bored. I was bored, and I felt like I didn't have a purpose, and it's interesting to me because I always felt like, you know, I, I made good money at my job, and I appreciate the living that I got from my job, but I didn't really enjoy it. It was something I really liked. It didn't give me purpose. At least I didn't feel that way. But a lot of people, working gives them purpose. And it's important to them. And so when I retired, before I retired, I listened to what people said. I listened to the advice that other people gave me, and I knew I had to find something to take up that time that was going to be missing. That 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, you no longer have that. You have to do something that's going to take up that time. You can't always be going on vacation. You can't always be doing all kinds of extravagant things. You're going to either run out of money, or you're just not gonna be able to do it. So you have to find something. I did not want to work another job because I could have just stayed where I was at if I wanted another job. So this right here fills that void of having something to do, um, because otherwise I'd just be sitting at home, just waiting for my wife to get off work. I can go do stuff by myself, and I do go do stuff by myself. We went to Florida. I'll go on hikes. I'll do stuff by myself, but I'm not doing that every day. So this gives me something to do, and it gives me purpose. My purpose in doing this is to provide money for my grandson's college education when he grows up. So Ron, this is a great gig. Since Anna even said it might be something that she tries when she retires. Look into it, Ron. You might like it. I don't know. Check it out. But I definitely get what you're saying. I mean, you go back and you're going to get burned out quick. I cannot see myself going back to work where I was at. There's no way. I couldn't do it. Um, Sis Anna says, yes, we need to explore to get the algo, right? And thank you, Ms. Jennings, for making that comment, because I completely missed it. I'm sorry. Um, Sis Anna says, anytime. Ms. Jennings is showing the hearts for Anna. And Brother Ron says it was so trying. It's given me, bro, just just reading what you wrote is giving me anxiety. you know, and I know what I'm saying. Again, when you work a job for that long of a time, it kind of has a tendency to just become a part of who you are. Um, even though it wasn't a job that I was like that I loved, it didn't define me or anything like that. It's just I did it for 29 years, and even for other people, it becomes a part of who you are. So it's hard for people to separate you from that job, especially the people that you worked with. And me and a buddy of mine, we talked about that where there were a lot of people that I knew that were friends at work, but really the only thing we had really in common was work. And now I don't really even talk to those people anymore. I haven't seen any of those people since I retired. There's quite a few that I'm Facebook friends with that I keep in contact with them. But two things. One, you just don't see them anymore because you don't work with them, and they're not people that you really wanted to keep up with outside of work. And then two, even the people who are like on Facebook, you know, some of those people I realize, especially with the political climate, the way that it's been here lately, I realize those people are not the kind of people that I want to engage with beyond work. And now that I'm not working, goodbye. So it's definitely been an eye-opening time for me, being retired. But like I said, that anxiety I was feeling just comes from that thought of what you were saying, going back there and getting burned out so quick, because I can totally visualize myself doing that. I cannot imagine going back to work again at this point. I can't. I love being retired. I love what I'm doing right now. Whoa, Tita Marie comes in strong with the 13.99. What the heck? Tita Marie, what are you doing? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna remember this time. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Jeez, I was wanting to start screenshotting these. Thank you, Tita Marie. Welcome to the live. You make an entrance. Good Lord. Thank you so much. Let me give that a like. Thank you so much, Tita Marie. How are you doing? How are things with you? Oh, wait, I missed one here too. Sis Anna said, that is really a nice gesture for your loved one. Wait, uh, I think you're talking about for my grandson, uh, making the account. I mean, that's my grandson. I love him. I love that little kid. And he's going to be a year old here in a couple months. So I'm hoping that this money that I'm earning, by the time he turns 18 or whatever age, hopefully he's got college on his mind or some type of trade school. And I'm hoping there's like 100,000, couple $100,000 in there. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, Tita Marie, what is going on? Thank you so much for that. And I'm glad I remembered to screenshot it, because what I want to start doing is like, at least like once a week, maybe like on a Sunday evening or something like that. We just got monetized, so I'm thinking maybe once a week, just give a shout out. I see people do this. Give a shout out to the people that have been kind and generous enough to give us something in these lives, because guys, you guys don't have to do that, and when you do, it really means a lot. And I know when I give super chats to people's lives, that's coming from the heart. So thank you so much for that, Tita Marie. I really appreciate it. And just know that the money that we get from these from YouTube, period, from whether it's super chats or memberships, whatever, I'm working on trying to figure out exactly where we're gonna uh, what's gonna have the most impact, because I want 100% of the money to go to two things. One, the bulk of it, which whatever amount it is, I'm not naive. I know that I'm not going to be making millions of dollars, but the bulk of it is going to go to help someone. And I'm really focused on trying to do something for kids, whether it's school supplies or clothes or something like that. That's where it's going to go to. And then a small portion of that is going to go to just maybe things for the channel. We go and we do something, and we upload a video or something like that. Maybe it'll help with that, but it's going to go to a good cause. So thank you, Tita Marie, for that. Really appreciate you. Miss Jenner says, Marie, thank you. Tita Marie says, hi, brother, and chat. Hello, hello, hello. This is Melinda. Hello, how are you? Good evening. Susanna says, enjoy life. Absolutely, 100%. And I'm telling you, I'm loving it right now. I'm loving retirement. It's just nice to, and I'm sorry if this makes some people feel bad because you're still working, but I can't help it. It's nice to get, and my wife is one of those people who's still working, by the way. It's nice to get up in the morning and not have to go somewhere, not have to be somewhere. It's just an amazing feeling. I love it. and I'm working on just trying to help my wife get herself prepared in the morning. I still am trying to get used to that. She's still trying to get used to it because she's a very self-sufficient person. So for her to say, yeah, can you make my coffee? Yeah, can you get my breakfast thing together? She's just been doing it herself for so long. It's like it's hard for her to just trust me to do it. So that kind of stuff, it's a good feeling to be able to do that. Sis Anna says, yes, for your grandson. Yeah, thank you, sis. Golden Gate says, once I retire, that's it. Only doing my own interests that I never had time for, never going back. Bro, that's what it's about. Just my advice, just make sure that you get yourself set up financially. Obviously, of course, you want to retire, with enough money to last you, all that good stuff. If you got that already set up, I would start right now making sure that you're preparing to not have whatever time you're spending on work. And it's not just the time that you were at work. Remember, we got to get up, get ready, take a shower, drive to work. That takes a certain amount of time. Then you're at work for the scheduled amount of time. Then you come home from work. You got to drive home. So for me, I mean, it was roughly, I'd say 11 hours a day, if I didn't have to work overtime, just a regular day, 8 hours at work, an hour to get there, an hour to come home, and then 30 minutes to an hour to get ready. So, I mean, it's about 11 hours a day that I had to figure out where am I going to make up that time for. So have a plan, you don't have to work, but have something that keeps you occupied, whether it's a hobby, doing something like this, a gig app, taking care of family or what have you. You definitely have to plan it before you retire. Miss Generous sent sparkles. Thank you, Miss Generous. Miss Generous, you're just so amazing. This is why I married you. You're just amazing. What can I say? Tita Marie says, where's my food order? What'd you order, sis? You know what? You tell me. I'll get it. I'll bring it to you right now. What do you want? Blaze Pizzas right here. I got Angry Chicks over here. Whatever you're looking for, let me know. But understand that however far I have to drive, I need double the dollars for that. Just understand. I will put your money towards that, but I still need double the mileage total because my time is money. My time is money. She says, hi, brother. Okay. Oh, so I'm sorry. I scrolled back a little too far here. Where we at? Okay. Ms. Jenner says, Golden Gate, that's the way to do it. How long until retirement? Tita Marie says, start an educational investment. I started one for my son at his university. Yeah, that's what I have. A 529, and I'm just throwing money. I started it in January, and I've already got over $3,000 in there. So it's going really good. It's going really good. But that right there, I'm hoping, like I said, is going to be enough to pay for his college. But who knows? Who knows how much college is going to cost by the time he turns 18? But whatever amount of money's in there, I know it's going to help. It's going to be a good portion. Corey, what's going on, bro? Canadian Gig Life, what's happening? I see you right there. Another gig app worker. Susanna says, do you have any YouTube studio app? Maybe you are eligible to be affiliate. You get commission on products you feature. Yeah, I saw that. I kind of looked at it. I haven't spent a lot of time on it yet because I don't think I'm at that level yet where anybody's going to want to, do anything with my channel. And I'm not like a niche channel or anything like that. At least not yet. So, but I am aware of that though. And that's the one revenue stream that I haven't included in. They give you several options, guys, of different ways you can make revenue. And you choose which ones you want, like with the super chats, the gifts, the membership, ads, all that kind of stuff. Well, product endorsements is kind of like another thing where, what do you call it? Merchants, whatever, they'll sponsor, basically kind of in a way sponsor your channel. You get part of the revenue. You put their products on, and when people buy them, you get, and correct me if I'm wrong, Susanna, but you get like a portion of that or something. So I don't know if I'm at that level yet, sis. It's something I will look on in the future though, for sure. Yeah, you get a commission on products feature. That's right. Tita Marie says, Miss Generous, why are you crying? A percentage of that super chat is yours. Oh my goodness. Hey guys, you know what? That's one thing I will say about my wife. She is so supportive. I think in the time that I've been doing this channel, and I say we and I say I, it's interchangeable. I do a lot of the grunt work, for this channel, but my wife is always coming up with great ideas. And the things that we do, she's the subject most of the time. She's the person in the video. So you're right, Tita Marie. Everything that we get from this channel, whether it's monetary or just the love that we get, that is all Miss Generous too. So thank you for pointing that out. Miss Generous says, crying because that was so generous. Thank you. Of course. See, this is what I'm saying. This is Miss Generous right here. Golden Gate says, Miss Generous, no more than 2.5 years, could be less. That is gonna fly by, bro. I remember when I had about 2.5 years, and I was thinking, about 2.5 years. It flew by. It really flew by. So prepare yourself. Really think about it, because I'm glad I did. I actually started doing this Uber before I retired. I retired in December of last year. I started doing this November because I wanted to already have something ready for me to kind of transition into. And I haven't, so literally, technically, I have not been without a job since 1990. I was working before that, but then we moved up here from LA in 1990. So I had to quit my job, obviously, there. But since 1990, I have continuously had a job. I've never been without a job since 1990, including this. So it's really helpful. Susanna says, you don't have to say anything on the video. Yeah, no, you don't. You don't. Not at all. Miss Jenner says, I'm new to YouTube. I didn't realize how supportive the community. It's amazing. Yeah. And that's why I say everybody that's in here that's got a blue jacket on, they're awesome people. Some of the most supportive people. I mean, I mentioned on a live stream the other day how your faith in humanity gets restored every once in a while just by people doing small things. And this is one of those things where, you have people that support you. And again, there's people I've been supporting for quite a while, and I never saw myself being on this side of it. And the fact that, I've been supporting them and that they have come back, and oh, man, it just makes you feel really good. It's awesome. And Golden Gate, that's why I say, get a channel going, bro. I want you to feel what I'm feeling. It's just a great feeling. Guys, the support is awesome. Thank you so much. Santa says, it's on the shorts. I have 60% of what I earn is from commission. Wow, that's a big amount. That's a really big amount. But see, like I said, I really can see it with your channel, because the stuff that you do, you have like a lot of craft stuff. You have a lot of really cute little things that you make. Guys, again, check out her channel. She will just take scrap items, stuff that's quote unquote trash, and she'll make beautiful things out of it. She'll make like flower bouquets and stuff. And you sit there, and the thing that I always crack up on is I'm watching these videos while she's doing it, and she makes it look so easy. I know if I was doing it, it would look a mess. Okay, but I'm sure this isn't her first time doing it. She's been doing it for a while, and she just does some really cool stuff. But that kind of stuff is what I think sponsorships look for. They look for somebody who's doing something like that, that's like that niche kind of thing. And yeah, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of success with that. So I'm going to work on it. I'll definitely take a look at it. Tita Marie says, we have a similar program here. It's called RESP, the Registered Educational Services Plan. The government matches our investment. Oh, really? Well, that's pretty cool. So is that just for the state, or where exactly is that? Is it just a state thing? I'm guessing it's just a state thing, or a city, local, county maybe? Because I don't know if we have that here. Ms. Jenners, do we have something like that here? Ms. Jenners says, Golden Gate, I'm rooting for you. Looking forward to your retirement adventures. Yeah, for sure. And I'm telling you, it's going to go by quick, bro. Really, really start. I can't say enough. Start planning for it right now. The financial stuff, I know you already know. You gotta plan for the financial side. But it's not just the financial side. You got to plan for how you're going to spend your time, because you're not going to always be, unless you're independently wealthy, you're not going to spend every day on vacation. You're not going to spend every day doing hobbies. There's just, you just won't be able to do it. So really plan to have something that's going to kind of take that time up when you're not doing the vacation, you're not doing the hobbies. What else will you be doing? It's very important. Tita Marie says, Golden Gate, that's wonderful. The countdown to freedom has begun, right? It's such a great feeling. Like I said, I can't tell you guys, unless you're retired, you can imagine, but you're gonna come up short. It's just a great feeling. I can't wait for my wife to retire. I want her to feel this. Sis Anna says, I just learned these things when I got to the US. I got so bored. I can believe it. And coming to a new country, man, that has got to be just such an overwhelming feeling. I can't even imagine, you know, just having to start your whole life over again, making new friends. And, having your loved one is one thing. Having your significant other is one thing. That's great. But you need more than that. You need more than that. You got to have people outside of that relationship who give you, validation, who give you, someone to talk to, someone to, just interact with. Because as much as we love our significant others, and I'm saying this with my wife on here, because she knows this is true, because we've talked about this, you can't always be with that person 24/7, and that's it. You got to have your own thing. You got to have something that you do just for yourself. And it's not a reflection on your partner. It's just everybody needs more than one source of happiness, more than one source of validation. And to go to a new country and have to start all over again and find that, salute to you, because I don't know. I don't know if it'd be very hard to do that. It'd be very hard to do that. I mean, we're talking about moving to, Philippines, but like I said, we've been there before. We kind of know what it's about. We know people there now. It's probably gonna be a much softer landing for us. But for you to come here and have to do all, like I said, hats off to you, sis. That's you got my respect. Um, Sis Anna says, check these shorts. You can do something like this. There you go. And guys, again, if you want to drop your channel, if you've got a video that you've recently done, you got a premiere coming up, drop it here in the chat. Just drop it in there. Not a problem. Um, Tita Marie says RESP. It's in Canada. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Okay, it's in Canada. Well, Canada has a lot of great things that the U.S. doesn't have. I don't know if I've ever heard of anything like that here. Maybe through employers, but I'm not aware of anything that the government does here that will match like an education account. I'm not aware of it. I might have to look into it though. Golden Gate says, Miss Generous, Tita Marie, thank you. Tita Marie says, my son had a scholarship for the 4 years of university. He cashed out the rest every year and invested it. Now he's saving for a house. Wow, and you can do that too? So it doesn't have to be education. It's not limited to just education then. You can do other things with it. Wow, that's really awesome. See, because the 529, it has to go towards something for education. It can go to housing, but it has to be for school. It can go towards textbooks, materials, or not scholarship, but the tuition. That's awesome that he can do that. Wow. Because yeah, what happens if you don't use it all? That would be, man, that would be awesome. So he's cashed it out every year, invested it. Now wow, that's awesome. I'm gonna definitely have to look into it. Now you're getting my mind going now. Susanna says, the person that inspired me on YouTube, she's a traveler. She's paid to feature hotels, resorts. She's in her 30s. Wow. OMG, I said, I would want to do something I enjoy when I retire. Wow, and she's only in her 30s. Man, she's got it figured out already then. That is something too that I thought would be really cool. A friend of mine, Rob, he has a channel, Finding Paradise. If you guys haven't checked his channel out, that order is not going to get taken. Finding Paradise is his channel. He is from Australia, but he lives in the Philippines, and he travels around Philippines, mostly the Visayas area, and he does like resort reviews, hotel reviews. Awesome guy, awesome channel. Check it out. But I told him, I said, man, you're living my dream, because I would love to do something like that. If and when we move to Philippines, that might be something that would be a direction this channel would probably go. I would love for me and Miss Generous to travel around the Philippines, staying at different places, from lower end places to higher end places, and just review them and make contents out of that. And it's really helpful to people. Pretty much every place we stayed in the Philippines is a place that I saw on his channel, that he reviewed, and we haven't been disappointed one time. The only place that we stayed at that we were kind of like, was a place that we chose, apart from his review. So, that would be awesome. So sis, yeah, to be in your 30s and doing that, man, wow, that is awesome. And if you want, drop her channel in here, because I'd love to check that out. That sounds really good. What we got here? Susanna says, I have to prep for work. Cannot respond. Oh, no worries, sis. Hey, thank you, Susanna, for sticking around. Appreciate you. It was great to chat with you. And guys, I'm gonna shut this off here in a minute or two, because I've been on longer than the time I was intending to normally, and it's only been because you guys have been here and have been awesome, interacting, chatting. Thank you for bearing with me during the times I was doing deliveries and I wasn't able to engage as much. I really appreciate you guys sticking around. We got 6 men in the building, 24 big likes. Thank you so much. Tita Marie, thank you for the super chat. And thank you guys for the gifts. That was amazing. We're just getting started, guys. All of this is just going to keep helping us build and build and build and build and build. And we owe it to everybody that supported us. I mean, we're doing our part, but you guys are coming through huge, huge for us. We have so much support. It's awesome. A YouTuber I watch, Cal, he saw that I got monetized, and one of the things he says, well, now you gotta build a base. I have a base. I told him, I said, I've had a base before I was monetized. There's people who have been so supportive of me that have helped me build to where we're at right now. Without them, we could not have done it. Could not have done it. And we did it really quickly because of their love and support. So all of you guys that are in here right now, you guys have been a part of that. Thank you so much. Corey, thank you, bro. Be safe out there. Don't work too hard. Drive safely. But everybody that's come through, thank you guys so much. Real quick, I'm gonna go through some of the people. Tita Marie, Ms. Generous, Sis Anna, Spaderman, Sis Joanna, BIY, Sis Melinda, Ron Lawson, Golden Gate, Archana, Russ, Tulio Madrigal, Brother JS, Kendall, BC Momsey, Corey, Sis Joanna, DS, I'm not sure who that is, and Rudy. Thank you guys for coming through. Thank you guys for supporting. Great. This has been a fun live for me. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. But I'm going to cut it off. Guys, have a great day. Be safe. Be kind. Find someone to help today. And even if it just is saying a kind word, find somebody to spread some positivity to today. And sometimes it needs to be yourself. So don't forget yourself. But guys, thank you. We'll see you again later. I'll probably go back live again at 2:30 Pacific time. So if you're not too busy and you have nothing better to do, hang out with us. BIY, thank you, bro. And Susanna, thank you. She says, have a wonderful day, everyone. You guys take care. Like I said, be kind to everyone else. Be kind to yourself. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.